impressed at the time, and I 100% regret it.
If you want to speak to me, you want to start. I actually requested down. You don't want to be sit down. No. I don't want to be tagged with a man.
There we go. This is the show we've all been waiting for.
This show today is about how have things extended
Or degenerate
to outside of the
need
house.
to discuss things.
Yeah, I mean, just as much as you can, quickly as you can, with Erica.
So, okay, first of all, when I was evicted, you hugged me and you said, "Thank God we've solved issues." Now, I would have. We don't have issues. I mean, as I said, the last few weeks,
You're not even someone that have issues
because
because we don't even have much to talk about. The thing is,
there's no reason why we should not have issues right now.
Exactly.
So you came out base. I don't know.
Stop talking about my fan base. I am Erica, okay? Have you ever seen me saying anything about you or saying you never do well? If people have said that, okay, I'm sorry about that, but I didn't say that, and I've come out to tweet. Don't ever insult anybody in my name. I've said that, so don't ever say I did not want my fans. Stick to the truth. And you are the one that brought up Kid right now, so don't. I don't have a problem with you concerning Kid. I have a problem with you talking about me in your media rounds and not saying positive things.
Because I was asked about you.
Wait. Let me get to that. So you hugged her. She left the house. You hugged her. You came out.
And I came out and then I saw it. I'm like, see this one.
So your last memory of her.
Friends with me, and all of a sudden.
Your last memory of her before you heard about interviews was that hug.
Yes.
So when you heard those things, did you say, "Babe, how did we get here"? Did you reach out?
No, because
Why not?
we were never friends. We were friendly, and I thought, okay, maybe it was going to develop into a friendship. And then when I just saw that, I was like, there's no point, I beg. That's it. That's me. I'm an only child that keeps to myself a lot. I don't like making friends. My friends are very few, and I've known them for years. Before I warm up to someone and say the person is my friend, it takes a while. So if I see red flags from the beginning, I just run away. That's it.
What exactly did you say in answer to that?
So,
key question she's talking about.
Outside the house?
Yes.
Exactly what she said. They did bad things under the sheets. That was it. I wasn't specific. I didn't want to say, okay, they kissed, because I didn't know what they did. But most people kept saying they did things. And then there were times I was sleeping beside your bed. So yeah, of course I was hearing things. Yeah. But I didn't say, okay, I heard this. I heard they did bad things. It could be anything. And that doesn't mean I hate you, or it doesn't mean I'll be bitter about you. It doesn't mean I don't wish you well. It didn't mean anything.
I'm just saying that.
I just want to. I'm not saying you said it, and then all of a sudden, it out. I need it to be said out there that I actually don't have it for you. I'm not looking, and I'm not looking for people to start saying, okay, she's not going to amount to anything good.
I would never say that.
Honest,
I would never say that.
From everything that's been going on, I don't deserve all the things I've been told.
But have I ever said that to you?
I'm not saying so. I'm just saying you so you know. So you know how hurtful it is.
But you're telling me how hurtful it is. Did I do it to you?
Because elements are part of you.
Okay, but you tell the people saying it, okay?
How many elements? There are too many elements. Not like telling. Okay. There was a time I even went on a cussing spree because I had enough.
I've received insults from so many fans. I won't see them.
Have you received insults like you will never amount to anything good? Have you received insults like
a picture with my mom and they photoshopped my mom's face on a naked body? I've seen that. I saw it today. I've seen plenty of things, and I would not direct it at the head of the fan base and blame it. I'm not the person.
Back to the point.
Yeah.
Right. So you never addressed her to say, because the impression you created, both of you created, is that at the end of the show, it was good. You saw things, you didn't reach out.
Yeah.
Am I right in saying that because there was already a history with Kid, which she referenced, you decided, okay, this is another red flag? Because that one red flag, if you were good, should not be enough, in my opinion.
Exactly. But for me, she has always had an issue with me about Kid. And me, I've always had an issue with her about her attitude towards me. It has always been about her attitude towards me, not about Kid.
I've referenced many situations. There's a truth or dare. I kiss Kid. And next truth or dare, you're like, why did it take you so long? How am I supposed to think? That's one aside. Let me finish.
Why did it take you so long? I don't get that.
Let me finish. Then there's another situation. It was cruise though. Like, I don't have any business. I'm older than Kid. Like, I don't have any. No, I need you to understand something because I'm not focusing on him. I also talked about
you. My problem with you is your attitude to me. Not Kid. Forget kids. Like, forget him. It's your attitude to me. Do you get?
Okay, let's talk about it.
I beg. I don't know why you keep keep mentioning kid all the time.
Kid, they're mentioning you, so let's talk to you.
What happened?
What do you have to say about this? Because you seem to be the
Complete.
only name that has come up here.
I think Wathoni can't help to stop talking about me because she keeps mentioning my name, and I think we can all agree that I always, when it comes to her, it's always kid this, kid that, community boy, he can't afford me. I've said nothing. So my opinion on this,
Well, you've also said things about me. You've said I'm weak as
you are weak as
So me saying you're community boy, why are you hurt about it?
I'm hurt.
Well, you sound like.
Okay.
Because what do you? I'm not going back and forth about what you said about me, or you're the one doing that.
Okay. So I have no opinion on this. Like, I'm not really interested in what she's doing. Like, that's it.
Do you see how? Do you think this was a good enough reason for them to have this tiff that's still going on?
From what I
Communication
understand,
gap.
From what I understand, her issue with her is the attitude, but she keeps making it about me.
Exactly.
That's what it is. So your issue with Erica is your attitude towards her, not with me. And she keeps making it about me.
Wathoni, am I right to say that this is an issue with the fans and not her?
Now, outside the house, she did something now that I'm now saying is an issue with her.
What is that?
Just what I explained now. I was seated there and she's
Okay,
like,
saying
I
she
can't
didn't want
this.
to say
Yes, that
okay,
means the
why did you do that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I've always received negative energy from Wathoni since I've been out of the house. I've always, like every time, she's always cold. And since, imagine hugging someone and then the person leaves. When I came out of the house, I was expecting things to be cool. And then I saw that interview. I'm like, okay, let me just keep my distance. And every time I see her, there's just this energy I get. I'm not
So
begging
you
her.
think she
Like,
doesn't like you?
yes, I'm fine with that. I'm very
Okay, so we need to
with
wrap
that.
this
No,
up.
sorry.
Yeah.
First, that's not true. Maybe you're seeing something and not showing. That's not true. Because first, I invited you to my book launch, didn't I? So if I'm showing you, see, Erica, if we're being honest,
Yeah.
I don't hate you for anything. I don't. And from what you're saying, you feel okay. You came out, you saw a clip about. So I said, I want to apologize to you for what I said. But there's honestly no bad energy from me. Really.
Anything you want to say to wrap
I'm
this up?
also sorry for the bad energy I've been giving you, but that's just because I've been feeling it from you, so I have to give it back to you. Sorry about that. I don't have problems with you too. Okay? Yeah.
Yay!
Let's go.
Please,
let's go on the
You still a what?
Let's go.
I don't have it for you. I have it for you too. You're still a community boy though.
I just want to say we've had our first hug.
I don't even think about her. So like I can't even say, I have issues. Like I don't.
So do I feel like I need to have a conversation with Erica? No, I don't care for the situation at all.
Who's right in front of you? Because
Oh my
it's also another situation of the house being an issue with both of you, and outside of the house, it still looks like there isn't any relationship. Not that it looks like there isn't a relationship with you and V. Why is that?
Because I don't have anything to say to her. Like
Why
when you just bond with some people and then you just don't bond with some people. That's it. Like I don't know her. I don't talk to her. I don't have anything to say to her.
You know her,
That's it.
so you don't say you don't know her. You know her.
I don't know her.
You spent how many days?
Yeah, no, but I wasn't talking much to her, so I don't really know.
Why is that? Why do you spend that much time with someone in the house and not know her? How do you
Because
get
there's
to that
negative
point?
energy from her,
Also,
and it's
that's what I
not
want
like
to know.
it's not
Because,
relevant to me.
Get me
Yeah.
here, right? We're talking about outside of the house.
Yeah.
This is a competition. Things might have happened.
Yeah.
How does that still carry on outside of the house is what I'm trying to understand.
Okay, for me, my life was going a certain way. I went into the Big Brother house because I wanted to blow. I've been acting for 5 years before going into the Big Brother house. I wanted to blow. And I didn't exactly go in there to make friends. As I've said, I don't know how to make a lot of friends. I came out and I just went back to my normal life and I've been working. So if I felt negative energy from some people, I'm like, okay, now we don't have to see each other again. We just keep it moving. I don't even think about her. So like I can't even say, I have issues. Like she's not in my head. I don't know her. She doesn't exist to me. That's it.
So it's convenient to say that because I know that there was a Lacon angle to it with the conversations that it looked like she might have had about you. And when that happened was when it looked like things completely went left for both of you. You guys were not necessarily friends at the time, but at that point it looks like there was a cancellation that happened. What exactly did she do that made you stop seeing her?
Say a lot of negative things about
Things
me.
like what?
I can't even remember. It's not that relevant to me, but I know there was time she said that I did jazz, and then there was time she said I could break my leg and she won't feel a thing or something like that. She said I'm stupid, I'm weak. Or, she said a lot of things about me. So what is the point? Like, it's only a stupid person that would want to even communicate with someone who has said so many negative things to the like, why? Like, if you ask her now, what did Erica steal your biscuit or something? I don't understand. Like, what? It doesn't matter. Everybody has their reasons for doing things. We're all adults.
So, V, let's come to you because she says she doesn't see you. I don't know if you see her, but let us understand from your perspective how things have gotten to where we are now.
I do not associate myself with Erica in any form, shape, or manner. Like she said, we don't see each other, we don't talk. There's no point of talking. I just don't care. I just don't care.
You said a lot of things about her, like she said.
100%.
What is that?
See, I'm a very defensive friend, firstly. Erica can say we didn't talk much in the house, but I remember we had conversations about Likon more than once. And yeah, 100%. Tolani was there for one of them, where she expressed what she was going through with Likon, how she felt about Kid, and I also gave my advices. I remember when you questioned me about the whole situation, the whole storm, I said what I said there, and I blatantly expressed that I did care more about Likon's feelings than hers because I was closer to Likon. I don't know if there was a comprehension situation because I feel like I speak very good English. So yeah, and then you asked me about the whole cast and bind thing. I told you that was banter. I told Likon that his new bottom would be impressed 100%, and it didn't get into like a certain kind of. And after I said that thing, I even walked past and I was like, I think we should talk. And we spoke on that Sunday.
That's Erica.
I spoke to her on that Sunday and I was like, it's nothing personal. I'm just looking out for my friend. And I don't think you're a bad person. I've stated to you before, give him some space. He likes you. You're around each other 24/7 in the house. There's no way you can avoid each other. So he's gonna struggle. I told her that to her face. And then the Sunday after that, when the whole Tolani bag situation came up, there was a lot of venom in her voice. And I felt like when you questioned her and you were like, oh, how do you feel about V and Neo's situation? She was like, oh, I'm surprised that Neo hasn't asked her out. And you were like, oh, really? Okay, because you were there when Tolani Bags did this and did that. And it almost felt like a tit for tat. Bearing in mind, the Sunday before, I spoke to her and I said, it was not personal. So do I feel like I need to have a conversation with Erica? No, I don't care for the situation at all. The kind of person I am is I look after my friends and my friends alone. I'm not looking for relationships with people I do not consider friends.
Tolani Bag, your name was mentioned. Do you think this should have been carried out outside of the house?
If they wanted to pursue a friendship or relationship, it's a conversation they could have had. Well, obviously, Erica doesn't care about V, V doesn't care either, so I think they're allowed to feel the way, they're allowed to feel the same way I don't care about V too, and I didn't reach out to her, so yeah.
You're welcome. What was the additional comment? I had to let
Just
them
for
know.
the fun of it.
I swear. 5 seconds club.
Just for the fun of it.
Okay, I mean, like I would say, I'm not a forcer of friendships. I just want people to be clear on where we are with things. Now let's come to you and Likon. You obviously ended up leaving the show in circumstances that involved him. For a lot of people watching, it was a very complex situation, which was also in the house. But since the show has been over, has there been a chance, has there been a reach out from any party to say, okay, this thing happened, let's clear the air on things, because it was such a big deal. It led to you leaving the show, and it was about the show. Has this happened outside the house? Have you tried? Has he tried? Has there been any conversation at all?
No,
Why not?
because I don't see the point.
Why not?
I think
You
I'll
came
just
to the show to win. I remember you very well on stage saying
Yes,
you were
I
here
would,
to
yeah, I
shine
wanted to win.
and win and all of that. So
Yeah.
you can't say you don't see the point when it led to you not getting to your destination.
I went there for my career, not really to force friendships. If I met people who liked me, I would continue to be cool with them. I'm cool with about like 14 people here. Yeah, so at least those people, they're okay with me, so I'm fine with them. We chat once in a while. But for him, like, It's all about energy now. You know that like someone doesn't have a best interest at heart. So why pursue
How
a
do you
friendship?
mean he doesn't have your best interest at heart?
He said a lot of things about me. Like I watched stuff when I came out. I watched stuff and I'm just like, wow, I felt so stupid. I remember one time saying Lekon was the only person that had my back in this house. I felt really stupid watching those videos, especially his conversations with both of them. So I just said I would never be stupid again like that. So that's it. That's it.
Kid, I know we have touched on this before, but just so we're clear. This was such a big deal. You and Tricky T come to mind a lot with that night. And the situation that happened at the dining and all of that. I know you also sort of try to blame yourself a little bit. Maybe you should have handled things differently and maybe things would have turned out differently the way they did. Misunderstanding? Do you think they needed to have had a conversation at this point about that day?
Outside the house?
Yes.
I don't think they need to do anything. They're both adults. They're both very busy. And obviously they clearly know how they feel about each other. And I don't think it's something I would have forced for them to speak. I know how Erica felt about him. So for me, it's like a sensitive thing. I didn't want to sort of, push her to talk to him. I felt like she was in her right to feel how she wants to feel and distance herself from what she feels is probably negative energy. Because, when you have so much love and kindness in your heart, you want to stay away from things that don't bond with your energy. You should do that, so that's her decision.
Yeah.
I mean, very often in life we think you need to speak to someone and get closure. Someone's closure may be not speaking to that person and then moving on. Because time is the best healer.
Yeah.
So maybe next year they could become best of friends or they could have spoken about it. Right now it's still very early. I mean, it's 9 months or 8 months out of the house. Tensions are still quite high. But I'm pretty sure once a new season starts and, again, when life humbles you and you sort of just grow as time goes on, one of them might reach out and be like, you know what, it's cool.
I mean, you're very good friends with Erica. What does she say about that day? Because it was a big day, and it defined a lot about what she has become, whether for good or whatever it is. Do you sense a certain resentment still?
No, she's just focused on herself. I mean, honestly, Erica has literally been focusing on herself, on her career, and her acting, and it's always just been that people want to make it seem like it's other things to do with the house. But once you put the house behind you and you want to move on, you kind of just focus on yourself, and that's what she's been trying to do. Well, that's what she is doing. But really, people are actually just focusing on themselves, and I don't think anyone has resentment anymore because, again, life has humbled you. All right, fine. I'll speak. I'll speak myself, but what I'm trying to say is that
Not for what I've been saying here so far.
No, but like I said, she's focused on herself.
As I look at him, I still feel very stupid for ever saying that he's the best. He's like my best friend in the house, and the person that had my back.
And the video you made, I promise you I didn't watch it.
Me, I shall watch all your videos of you saying rubbish.
Right, so what do you think of this?
Okay, outside the house, I think they're matured enough to actually make a decision when it comes to their situation. So I think their situation is actually the highlight of this particular show. So
You said their issue is the highlights of this season. There's also a perception that sometimes people milk controversies for whatever reason. Do you think that's happening?
it depends.
Because the longer the controversy goes, the more your fan base is rattled, the more you're also in the news.
I would say both parties actually enjoying it because they keep bubbling and everything, so they actually enjoy it. It's in their favor, so that's the case.
I disagree. It's not in my favor to get insulted every single day. So I don't think I'm enjoying it. I'm not enjoying.
It has a positive side as well because fan base keep increasing and everything, so that's
fair enough. Like, let's come to you now because you were the other party, of course, in this, and a lot of people haven't heard from you since that day, and a lot of what's happened that day didn't involve you saying anything, and a lot of people have been waiting to just say, okay, what's going through your head that day? Did you feel a certain sort of regret, guilt about how things played out? why have you not felt the need to reach out? If at all, why are you guys where you are now?
For me, yeah, I really don't feel. What sort of emotion can I say? I feel like, yeah, what happened could have been avoided. What happened could be mended, should be mended, would probably be mended at a point. But for where I'm at right now, personally, I'd rather have everybody behind me, everybody that supports me, everybody that likes me, care about me. I'd rather have them having arguments about, oh, is this album in top 10, rather than having arguments about what happened, where I went to promote music. Because the Big Brother platform, I went there as a means to promote my music. So I came out focusing on the music. I feel like in my head, I would not feel good about myself if after everything I went through to get to where I'm at right now, I'm dragging this same set of people that want to go and stream my music back to have conversations about things that I myself know that I kind of don't have any emotion to describe how I feel about it right now. So for me, that's the most important thing for me, to be honest. That is why I haven't had time to mentally think about anything else.
Is this conversation a possibility?
No.
It's a closed chapter for you.
Yes, because there's really no point.
Why? Because we've gotten, let me just say something, we've gotten a lot of, that's why I tried to sample as many opinions as I could, and as much as people said it's your call,
Yes.
everybody agrees that the conversation should be had.
Yes.
The other party involved is saying conversation should be had, he probably doesn't know how, but he thinks the conversation should be had, but you're saying
he
it's closed.
will not have the conversation.
But you're saying it's closed, so I want to know your own opinion.
Me, I don't see any positive thing coming out of it.
Why?
Because I think he's just a snake and he's just going to act all, like he's going to make people pity him as usual, act like a saint, and it's not going to be genuine. So there's no point. And really, there's no relevance. Like, we only knew each other for like 2 months, right? Only in my 27 years of living, I only knew him for 2 months. So there's no relevance, honestly. And there's nothing I'll ever trust that comes out of his mouth. So there's no point. And as I look at him, I still feel very stupid for ever saying that he's the best, he's like my best friend in the house and the person that had my back and all of that. Yeah. That's it. So, so please, I have a question. Wait. There was a video I saw where he was saying, if I had a chance to talk to Erica, I'll tell her she's smart, she's this, she's strong. So, please, are we not on the same group chat, Uncle? Why are you pretending in front of the cameras? And then, if you really wanted to talk to me, you would have spoken to me. Don't say if you had a chance to talk to Erica, you would say this and that. When you had my number in that group chat, you never ever said anything. Say, like own it now. Is it a big deal? You don't like me, I don't like you. We don't ever want to talk to each other, but don't go out and form saints and form, oh, I'm such a good guy, I want everyone to pity me and vote for me so that I can win and all of that. And then, what happened? Well, that's it. I just feel like, be true to who you are, stop pretending.
Okay, before I go to him, if he had called you, would you have answered?
If he had sent a message and if the message made sense, yeah.
Because you're saying
not if he called me.
This is why I'm asking this question. You're saying, you said a couple of times that there's no chance.
Yeah.
But you're also saying, why didn't he call? So I'm wondering if you had called.
No, there's no chance now.
So if you had reached out then.
Time now.
Okay.
And when I first came out, I did a video now. I saying, I don't hate you. I'm sorry. Even I apologized before leaving the house. Immediately they said, oh, you're disqualified. I said, I'm sorry to everybody. I made that video saying thank you to Big Brother, and I made that short interview also saying that I saw the video of myself when I was drunk talking, and I felt really ashamed of myself for even going off. And I said, Lekon, I don't hate you, and blah 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 blah. I apologized to him. Then immediately after that video, after I made that I gave the interview, I came out and met my people. I started seeing videos, and I'm like, hey, okay, you've been so stupid. That's it. And I said, I see so many videos, and I'm just like, wow. I take back my apology. I take back, like, let me just run far from this person, which is okay. Don't be forming saints here, okay?
So, is that a valid point to say you had a number if you really wanted to reach out to the Is that a valid point, you think?
I came out of the house and I remember that there was this issue of Recon and Erica following each other or something. So I asked my people, like, what's up with that? And they said they followed her, and I don't know if it was her, but I'm guessing it's not her, or maybe it was her, I don't know. But so when you block someone on Instagram, apparently it shows that you were not following the person, but the person is following you or something, I don't know. But that happened like twice. So, and the video you made, I promise you I didn't watch it.
Okay.
So I didn't see the video of her apologizing and anything. And
but me, I shall watch all your videos of you saying rubbish. Okay?
oh, so should I have texted her in the group chat? Like, I mean, I'm wary of the kind of things that will come out of you trying to be good and then you getting whatever it is you get from me. Because it's as simple as you're being genuine with things that you say, and you try as much as possible to make sure that this person understands, or these people understand where you're coming from and what you're saying, and you still kind of get misinterpreted or misunderstood.
I feel like a lot of these fans are extremely toxic. It is quite concerning. Do some of us engage in that toxicity? Yes.
I had to get a mentor who would always remind me that put yourself first. Don't let these fans dictate what you need to do. People kept texting me, Wathoni, why do you keep liking Dorothy and Prince's posts? They don't comment on your posts. They don't like your posts.
We're just going to have a quick conversation about fans before we wrap this up. And I want to start with Katrina, just about something that just came to mind right now about, there was a tattoo saga that happened with you, and you telling people to draw a tattoo or something, and then you not going on this rant, and it became a whole fire stuff. As quickly as you can, what were you thinking when you made that?
Cruise.
Okay.
I just saw the whole, I wouldn't want to mention people's names. I saw the whole tattoo, people paying, people conversation on social media, and I just went on Twitter. I just tweeted like, hey, Boss Nation, who is going to tattoo me and all that, with an emoji laughing. And then that same night, I did live on Instagram. They were asking me, Katrina, are you sure you want this tattoo you tweeted? I was like, no way, there is no way. I was just cruising and everything. And then I started seeing tags. A few weeks later, I started seeing tags on a certain blog, and people calling me out that I asked someone to tattoo me and I wasn't owning up to it. And it was really, for me, if you are actually my fan and you did this stuff, you send me a direct message or try to reach me. But instead, you took it on social media, you tagged blog, you sent it to blog.
You put it on social media.
What?
You put it on social media, which is where the problem is. You did it not on your live later, right?
Yes, to address it. I'm saying if this girl was, because at the end of the day, at least everything sorted itself out. She wasn't my fan, she was just chasing clout, she just wanted money. If you were doing this thing to say, I love Katrina, I'm proud of her, I'm a Boss Nation, that's the reason why I'm doing this, you will contact me directly. But there was no contact whatsoever. You went on blog. And also addressed the issue online the same way the said girl took it to blogs. And that was it for me. So I wasn't against tattoo. I have tattoo around me. I was just I have tattoo. I love tattoo. But I was just against her. She was very young. I was just against her drawing my name. Because that, like I said, the tweet was just cruise. I am totally against people, fans, tattooing artists or celebrities' names or pictures on their body. I have a daughter that I love so much. I have a mom that I'm so proud of. But I don't have their names or their picture on my body. I tattoo things that are special to me.
So I guess you learned a lesson, which was, I think Uleka mentioned something about, you're responsible for a lot more people now. than yourself. So was that a learning moment for you to say, okay, what you put out there?
If at
is
the
very
end
important.
of I also made a video. I took responsibility for saying that on Twitter, misleading people or passing the wrong information. All that
What you
stuff.
put out there, anybody can receive it
Yes,
and do whatever they
yeah.
want. So obviously, did you learn a lesson from
Yes,
that
of
yourself?
course. Yes,
Yeah.
of course. Yeah.
That's what I wanted to get
Yeah.
to. V, now let's talk about, those fans. And, I mean, the Big Brother Niger franchise is hugely successful.
Oh, yes,
Thank you
of
very
course.
much, guys, for all the love. Well, not you guys, the fans. For all the love. I mean, there's a reason why it's the greatest show on the continent. We definitely appreciate the fans. But there's also the other side
Yeah, of course.
that comes with, and I've always tried to understand it. I mean, I've been on this platform. I've also followed the show for years, and I've now been on the other side, seeing things from the other end. But it's still very perplexing to me. The power
That it has.
the fans have, especially over you people. Do you see that power? Do you feel it? And how much of a, I don't want to use the word problem, how much of a, what does that do to you people? Because I've always tried to understand, and it has happened here a lot since the reunion has started, where the fans are referenced a lot with situations or with the problems you guys have. How much of a power do they have on you people? And why do you think that is?
I think everybody's different. I'll start with that because with the fans, and I love the fact that when they see this, they'll be able to relate. Everybody knows Vino really sent all these fans and they're comparing and contrasting. I don't really care about all of these things because also those fans drag me every single day and he is my brother.
How did they drag you?
The white party and when Nikki was crying.
It's white party.
Yes, that white party.
Infamous.
Everyone's dressed in white.
White party.
When she was crying, I was like, don't worry, he's just a boy. He didn't say hi to you. You know how guys are, blah, 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 blah. They held on to that, whatever. The way I see it is we're all adults here, and whatever we see online, it's up to us how we want to react to it. Because the way I see it is social media is a strong facade. I don't care about impressing people on there. I just want to make money, be successful, and do what I need to do. A lot of people don't think maturely like that. A lot of people are addicted to clout. And it's up to the individual how they take the things that they see from fans. I feel like a lot of these fans are extremely toxic. It is quite concerning. Do some of us engage in that toxicity? Yes. Hell to the freaking yes. But at the end of the day, it all depends on the kind of person you are. I use this platform to promote my talents, promote myself. And I'm very grateful to that platform. And when the next season comes, I'm gonna, kind of push myself away from that and the next set can do what they need to do. I feel like everybody here is everybody. Everybody's different. At the end of the day, it is what it is. Best or cheap, it is what it is.
Tolani Baj, you are famous for being, very social media. Thank you. And you also engage fans a lot.
Yeah.
So maybe as against what she said about how she feels about social media, you are very, you engage a lot with the fans. You also sort of, like we've heard here, some of your relationships have been defined by what fans have said or done to you, or how they've said things to you or reacted to you. Also, sometimes even your fans might have said things that have determined how you see other people. Why do you think they have that much of a power?
Over me? Or
You,
in general?
the housemates, I mean.
Okay, let me start by saying when I first came out of the house, obviously everything was new to me. I didn't know what was going on. It brought my mood down a little bit because I felt like the fans were demanding a lot. It was like if you posted today, you need to post tomorrow. I just was not doing enough and it was very overwhelming to me. I had to get a mentor who would always remind me that put yourself first, don't let these fans dictate what you need to do. So I think I've just learned to differentiate between the real life and, social media. Here and there, yes, I give them gospels to let them know that it's only one thing I need to say, that I will trend and enter Insta blog. I do need to let them know sometimes that they need to shut up and I'm totally bad. You don't talk to me like that. So it's fun. I do it for crew sometimes because I could easily just, I block a lot of people too. But even the people I block, I still see more of them. So they get blocked. If I don't feel like blocking, I respond to them and I enjoy it.
Do you think they have the power over the housemates in time?
People are different. I'm pretty sure
it's probably a reason why, some housemates are not friends with each other. One, plays a huge factor, and maybe why Nicole and Erica cannot rekindle what they have because of what fans would say. So it's a lot of factors, but I will say that the fans play a huge role in it. Yeah.
I'll agree the fans control some of us, maybe not all of us. Speaking for myself, there was this situation where people kept texting me, Wathoni, why do you keep liking Dorothy and Prince's posts? They don't comment on your posts, they don't like your posts. Subconsciously, I actually stopped doing that. Like, I knew, I kept doing it, I knew they were not doing it, but I'm like, okay. So another person kept texting me or DMing me, yeah, Anolodo, why are you still liking that? So I'm like, okay, let me stop. So I'm not Anolodo. But sometimes, occasionally, I see his posts, I just like. I see Dorothy's posts, I just like. So yeah, I've been controlled once.
Erica, you have more than 5 fans. Is your words, and you have also always tweeted. I mean, I've seen things as well where you would say the only people that matter to you are your elites are very important to you.
Yes.
So a lot of what they say matter to you, obviously. A lot of what they say matters to you because you engage in them quite often. A lot of your engagement is to your elites, a good part of that.
Yes.
So which means that whatever their opinions or whatever it is about you matters. So how do you handle that and also draw the line?
First of all, I know a lot of people disguise as my fans and try to paint my fans as toxic. Some people come into my DMs and insult me or tell me, why did you post this kind of picture? You look somehow. Or why are you talking to this person? Or why did you comment on somebody's page or something? And I'm like, I'm not scared to block you. I block a lot.
Even people who claim to be a fan.
Yes, I'm like, if you come and you insult me or you try to control me, I don't think you're my fan. If you love me, yeah, I respond to a lot of like, oh, I love you, and I let my fans know they're important to me because they didn't meet me, but they just loved me and they've supported me so far. So I'm very grateful.
How do you handle other fans though?
Other fans, I don't even see. I block a lot. I don't even see them. The ones that masquerade as my fans and send me insults, hey, those ones I get really angry about those ones and I block them a lot too. I've even had this conversation with a fan turned friend before. I spoke to the person. I was like, why do Big Brother fans like enmity so much? You as a human being, if you fight with your friend today and you guys probably don't talk for like 1 month, does that mean you cut them off forever? If they apologize or if you guys you might say, okay, I'm not talking to this person, but at least at some point you guys will talk again. It's not that serious. I'm not going to gather enemies. Like, it makes no sense to me. So, yeah, so I've let people know that it doesn't make sense.
With regards to them having
yes, it doesn't make sense.
No, take a look at fans. Let's look at the fans. We have a question for the fans.
Hey, Bright Hope, you always ask the housemates to apply pressure. What does that mean?
Okay, the question is, it's normal. Like, when you want something, go for it. Just apply pressure. It's simple. It's general principle. So
That's your theory, like
that's just it. Always, I want something, apply pressure. It's as simple as that.
and I just want to say thank you once again. It's been another great day. Thank you to the fans. I know we did try to mention. If you guys can explain this fan situation to me, I would really appreciate it. And I think I say this every season. It's a great show, which is why it's this popular. And I understand the love and the passion you have for the housemates, but I will never understand why we need to get to the point where, hate is what sort of is almost seen as the theme of this show. It breaks my heart because there's so much that can come out of this, of what this show is. People love the show, people love to watch the show, but I think it's a bit of a disservice to what people like these housemates bring to the show when you see comments like, oh, Big Brother fans are so toxic. because I think we're a bit more than that, and it would be nice to see the conversation being elevated a little more, and just all us showing that. I mean, you can disagree, but it doesn't have to get to a point where lives are being threatened, people are cussing out people's families. So I appeal about this every year. I think maybe 1 or 2 people listen. If 1 person listens, I think I'll be happy enough for that. But please, let's try and elevate the conversation and take things forward going forward. Thanks again for joining us, and I'll see you guys next time.